what's going on? Legion Rudy here playing more RuneScape Dragonwilds. Welcome to our Daily Gaming XP Grind, episode 127. So what we're really trying to accomplish in this episode is to try to collect as many dwellberries as possible so we can actually use them for cooking, but not just outright cooking them. What we'd like to do is actually use them with our clean water and basically create drinks, I suppose, not potions. But that's how I see the best way to really get the most XP. So this plant's going to give us a little bit of trouble potentially if we get too close. So I'm glad it doesn't look like we got too close, so it's a problem. We've got a berserker over there, and I really don't want to deal with him right now. So we're going to be doing this. I don't think I brought I forgot the potion or the drink. No, it's not either. Sorry. It's actually a food, the wild pie, which would have just granted us more ranged XP while we were out here. 10%, I believe. So it would have been quite a bit, really. I should have brought it, but I forgot, and I don't really want to go back right now. So we're just going to go ahead and get the base rate XP. It's not really a big deal. As I'm sure that we're going to be out here doing this plenty to try to get these dwellberries. Obviously, we don't have to do the dwellberries, but I believe it's going to give us quite a bit of XP if we use that to make those drinks. So it's not really going to hurt us to do it. If anything, it's just going to benefit us really to do that. So we are going to take that approach. Just really happy with the cooking overhaul. The game really needed it. I think it was incredibly difficult to basically like level up cooking. I was beating my head against the wall constantly, and it was just incredibly frustrating to have to deal with that on a day-to-day basis of doing all that and then basically suffering while I was doing it. I'm burning right now. We're burning from the lightning. So we got to go back to our base. We've got way too much stuff in our inventory. It's really hard. I don't want to get things too mixed up. So I guess we're going to put it in here. It looks like we might have already been doing that potentially. I'm not 100% sure. But let's just go ahead and grab the wild pie. We are right here. And then we're going to go back out and correct the rest of the dwellberries. I'm really, really stoked for Fell Hollow. It's going to change the game tremendously. And so much new stuff that I'm going to get to go do, as well as you guys. It's going to be extremely fun to explore all the new interesting things that they bring to the game, and I just think we're going to have loads of fun with it. So it's really exciting, and then just to see all my levels go up basically instantly, and then sort of see what else I need to do to improve as a player. Obviously these new bosses and things are gonna have new mechanics, and I'm gonna have to learn them if I want to kill them and get all the cool unique drops that they're gonna have. I'm interested to see how I need to change as a player, basically, to keep progressing, keep getting good, and it's going to be fun to have to adapt to all the different changes that are going to be coming to the game. I think it's going to be loads of fun. Obviously, we've been working on the same thing for so long. It's going to be really exciting to have new challenges, check out new quests and things like that. New armor, new weapons, all the fun stuff. So we're really, really excited about that. But I'm also really excited about the new animals. Maybe not even necessarily creatures, because I like to kill these in mass quantity. So my hope ultimately is that they add some really cool animals that I can mass farm and just get an insane amount of resources from. So depending on what that is, what it's going to look like, I've actually got no idea. Hopefully it's more the same, but different animals, of course. Hopefully, I mean, I don't even know. Let's try to think, right? Cows. I know they had sheep. I don't really know if the old RuneScape had ram. I can't remember. But I do remember cows, chickens. And the reason I'm trying to sort of figure that out is because obviously, let's see. I was trying to sort of think. My mind went to fishing, but ultimately, what the other creatures that they sort of added to the game, in the old RuneScape, but a lot of those were probably already there. But let's see. I can't really recall any other creatures that they sort of animals. I mean, I guess I wouldn't really know where to start. Is it just going to be more sheep and ram? I really hope not. I hope that they find some really cool animals to add to the game that we can kill. Or there were wolves, and does that really fall into the tone of Fellhollow? That's sort of more of like a snow area, right? I suppose, like on White Wolf Mountain. Obviously, this is like a different terrain. It's a different. Obviously, it's more than just a different terrain. It's a different, basically, region. So it's very likely that we're going to run into things that we can't even predict potentially. I know we're going to get the skeletons that are different, going to be warriors and things like that. So there's that, and then I mean, like beyond that, I really don't know. But so you got wolves. Let's see. I can't really think of anything else. It's been a really long time, but maybe if you guys have any idea about that, you can leave it in a comment. I can't really think of anything right in this particular moment of what else they might add as far as animals that we will be killing. Um, I mean, maybe like skeleton warriors, almost like how they've got goblins and gurus. I just don't want them to get too crazy and uncreative and just basically put a million skeletons out there, and so it's boring. But that's not really an animal, right? So, I can't really think of anything. But I know there's plenty of creatures in the old RuneScape that I'm sorry, animals that they basically could pull from to make it interesting and exciting. My mind is just sort of fogged right now. I also know that I talked in another episode basically about them potentially putting moss giants or something inside swamps, things like that, or fire giants in certain areas. So I think there's a lot of possibility of what they could do. Really hoping they go that route eventually. And I know that's more of an old RuneScape thing, and you might say, "Oh, that doesn't really blend," but I do think it could work because even though we're on a different sort of continent or whatever you want to call it, I think you could easily do that. It's just basically we are on another continent, but at the same time, um, Moss Giants is probably something that would roam all over the place. So I don't really think it's just one area that's really going to be happening. So we'll have to wait and see what they do with that. But I think that would actually be really cool. I think that didn't even pop in time, so I'm going to have to do that again. It's interesting because I need all this clean water and I need all the secondaries. But what's happening is basically it's really weird to me because um, killing chickens takes time and to get feathers. So I'm kind of glad I didn't use all my feathers in cooking because basically then I would have to get them back to make more arrows, or I think they're used in boats, I'm pretty sure, and I wouldn't have any more. So that would actually be really unfortunate how much of a grind it would have to be to get those back. But we're getting quite a bit of cooking XP right now. Um, I wish it was more, obviously, because I've got so much work to do in cooking. But I did want to get a little bit of cooking done, and I felt like that would be something good to do. Um, I don't want to do too much more cooking right this moment. Um, let's see. We've got quite a bit of stuff we could probably put away. My biggest concern right now is our base getting attacked by a warband, as I know it's actually something that's going to be coming. I just don't know when, but I'm fairly certain it will be happening soon. We've got some raw meat here as well. Actually, two of them. Let's see. We've got some feathers. We've got some more of this, so we can actually bring this with us. This all can go inside the chests. Quite a bit different stuff. So let's go put all this stuff away, and our inventory is obviously full because we've just put way too much. But so many questions about Fail Hollow and what's going to happen to the game. How are we going to see it change? Just so many questions. Obviously, farming is going to be a big one. I'm really interested to dive into that. Are we going to be getting bird's nest seeds? Are we going to be getting the seeds from Gyro packs? Are we going to be getting the seeds from Goblin packs? Obviously, those are probably the better way in my head that I see us getting those things. Those things just make sense to me. Like, if you had to tell me where they would come from, it's probably the thing that's the most logical. So I think that's really where they're going to come from. So let's go ahead and put our raw meat here. We got a little bit disorganized, but that's going to happen with how much we're doing. Um, I guess we could put all this in there too. We've gotten this a little bit disorganized, but it's going to happen because of how much stuff we're constantly doing. Um, let's see. So I think we're going to do an XP update and call it a short video for today. I'm not really sure where we are with time. I could run around and shoot a little bit of essence down, but I'm not really going to do that. So we've got lots of work to do before Fedado comes to the game. Let's go ahead and do this XP update. So 324,000 attack XP, ranged 58,000, woodcutting 1,002,000, construction 2,014,000, runecrafting 976,693, magic 124,000, mining 4,236,000, artisan 4,127,000, and cooking 463,266. So, like I stated, lots more work to do in the game, but we're having a good time with it, and we just got to keep working towards it. I mean, it's just like looking at our skills. We're so close to 1,000,000 runecrafting XP. I don't think we can get 1,000,000 XP in cooking before Valhalla, but it's possible. It is possible. This this is ridiculous. This is also ridiculous, and this is ridiculous. So I don't even know about those. Those are probably never going to be 1,000,000. But then again, you never know how much XP the new monsters and creatures are going to give in the game. But you can tell you have to work hard to get attack levels, magic levels, and range levels. This is just going to take time. Even if you use something like a wild pine and an attack potion, it's still going to take time. But that actually is a kind of a good thing. It means it's going to be harder to get those levels. I feel like it's not really a big deal if you give us all the other stuff at a little bit of an easier rate. That's not really the important critical part. I think the important critical part is using better weapons, using better shields, obviously ranged weapons and magic weapons. Like, we should have to work harder for that. That makes sense. Obviously, your experience in the skill makes you a better wielder of those weapons. So I actually really like that approach. It seems like you're getting slow XP, and that makes sense. Like, it takes time to master these abilities with these weapons in sort of like a more normal, you'll have to work for it. But anyway, guys, we really hope you guys are enjoying our content. We hope you guys are enjoying your adventures in RuneScape Dragonwilds. And until next time, Legion Root out.